back to the Podsack Podcast. It's your boys, Sheldon, Andre, and Coop. We're here to talk about anime and gaming news.
Welcome back, Sack Squad, to another episode of the
Podsack Podcast.
We got Andre.
Yes, sir.
We got Coop.
Yes, sir.
Sheldon's here.
Yes, sir.
Pat's sitting in the house.
We got the sack.
Bottom left.
After like 3 years.
Or bottom right, whatever you want.
Yeah,
put it where you want.
He's fine. He's finally here with Pat Cam, hopefully.
Pat Cam.
We'll see how it works.
We'll see how we can integrate that.
Yes, sir.
Pat Cam.
It'll be interesting.
Pat Cam, foot cam, all the cams.
Yes. Pat Foot Cam.
Absolutely.
That's all I want.
Absolutely. We kind of have a pretty packed week this week.
Jam-packed week.
It's been insane.
So many things have
Jam-packed week.
dropped in. Switch 2 came out.
Yes, sir.
That was big launch for Nintendo.
It was so this week. It was that, and then it was State of Play. No, sorry, State of Play was before the Switch.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then it was the Switch 2,
Yep.
and then Summer's Games Fest, and then Xbox thing is tomorrow.
Xbox thing is tomorrow.
It's like
and there was also a ton of just like gaming related things, really like gaming news.
A lot.
Outside of that.
A lot.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
They're this entire week has just been games, and games.
Yeah. It's
With
been
a side
lot.
of games.
Honestly.
It's been
yeah.
so crazy.
The anime to game ratio of this podcast is slowly been taken over. It is now 80% gaming today and 20% anime.
Well, let's be real. I mean, anime's been kind of slow. Even with Windbreaker and Fire Force, it hasn't really been that exciting.
No, it hasn't.
Like they've been okay episodes, but it's just been it's
like
been
as
slow.
much as I hate to kind of say this, but like I feel like the world is just on a hiatus in the sense of watching anime since Solo stopped.
Solo, no JJK, none of
Yeah.
that stuff.
There's no like fan
The
favorite.
springtime sucked.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
what it is.
What Cooper said,
I
like
don't think it sucked. Like there was a lot of like good animes, but there was nothing that broke. Well, I mean, what we were watching, like Windbreaker. I mean, you guys really, what's really going hot is To Be Hero X.
Yes.
That was really hot.
Which we're not talking about for some reason, but
we will.
we will.
I think
Yeah.
you guys are going to do some talks about it.
You wanted to do
personally
the
just
whole
didn't-
arc thing.
Wasn't clicking for me, but
In space.
Windbreakers, Fire Force, they're still big animes, right? They still have big followings, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but I
they're
feel like
not like
Solo-
super stardom.
I feel like Solo unanimously like brought like everyone together. Like, yo, are you gonna watch the new episode?
Oh no,
We are farming with
it's a
Solo today.
It's a worldwide.
And
It was
it's-
a worldwide
we're leveling up.
phenomenon. But
In
we have
space.
too much to talk about with video games, so let's get into some of this video game stuff.
Well, let's do a little touch up on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Mr. Andre here bought a Switch 2
I did.
on day of.
I did.
He's so happy
I am.
and proud.
I am
He's like a new dad.
proud father.
He totally is just dropping miles, and his new baby boy is a Switch 2. Like,
Yeah, Miles was asking for cookies the whole time, and he just couldn't get them.
Said,
He was
"Shut
like,
up."
Shut up!
shut up, Miles.
I'm doing stuff,
Do you
man.
see that it's magnetic? They don't slide in anymore.
God, doing stuff, man. Your cookies can wait, dog.
So tell us a little bit about it.
It was good.
You did your own little unboxing, right?
Yeah, the entire time I was kind of doing that, Miles was like, "Can we play Mario Kart?" And I was like, "Bro, if you come in here again, no more cookies, dog." All right, do you understand?
Yeah.
But no, it was good. I think my biggest question from not being able to like have a demo thing was how sturdy and like good are the magnets, and that was one thing that I was quite surprised. Like when they connect onto the actual tablet, like they're on there. I didn't like try and force it, but like there's no like
You should do a stress test over like a pillow or something.
Did you see the?
Then just pull it apart, and then that way
I
you
thought
No.
it was held by like you have a push a button to
Yeah, but like I was just like I was
Yeah,
more.
It's not. I don't think it's necessarily just the magnets holding it. There's an actual locking mechanism inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
The magnets just pull it into the locking mechanism. so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
and
pull
I
it.
was very surprised at like how sturdy and how quick the magnets like actually attract it and like hide and like hold it in there. And even when you push the button to detach them, like you have to like push it and then like pull a bit. Like they are
Just imagine a Switch 2 is here,
right here floating.
Okay.
which he could have brought,
just.
but decided not to.
I just want to ask.
Yeah.
Is it worth the commitment? Do you think to get the Switch 2 right now? Like did you feel
you just
like
get
you were
right
getting
into
your
it, huh?
value? Well, I just want to ask.
No,
just
I mean
because-
like
That's like the biggest question you can ask the person that bought a Switch 2.
no, and
exactly. I think we
but,
should just
like,
get into the meat of it.
like I've had that question asked by like people. They're like, I just bought an OLED maybe like 7 months ago,
Mhm.
do you think it's the right time to do it? And I'm like, honestly, probably no. And that conversation could probably be like the slim PS5 versus the PS5 Pro.
That's where my biggest question is. Does this feel like a sequel to the Switch or a mid-life, almost like only like a mid-life cycle update?
Because Nintendo's calling it a new system.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Like
calling
it is
a
a
new
brand
system.
new system. So
I would say the OLED was the midlife.
the OLED
cycle.
was definitely the midlife. That's not the argument here. What I'm saying is the difference between, let's say,
I call the OLED the slim because there's
'Cause-
really no performance. It was
Yeah.
just
Have you watched the Pokemon Scarlet Violet comparisons from the
I have.
Switch and the
it
Switch
loads
2?
significantly faster.
Everyone's
yeah.
raving over that.
It's just
Yeah.
It was not optimized for Switch.
It was not. It definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
What I,
So like by far,
so the plan was them waiting for the Switch 2.
yeah, the plan was it was supposed to be released for Switch 2.
fair
but
enough.
it got delayed, and so
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Hey, there it is, allegedly in
Fair
space.
enough. People are pretty psyched because like it can run games like Cyberpunk was announced for it. And that's a pretty
Cyberpunk
big
is a game I definitely want to get just to see like how good it can actually like put it to its test.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
would love to see if it can like, just because with the Switch 1 we were very underwhelmed with the power, and on the Switch 2 it almost feels like from the specs and from the gameplay that I've seen,
Yeah.
that it's not like this extreme difference.
I've heard a
between
few
the first
people
Switch.
online say that the Switch 2 is supposedly better, faster, and stronger than the Steam Deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, which
I mean, that might make sense
which-
that'd
considering
be
how
pretty-
long the Steam Deck has been out and how long
yeah,
Nintendo's
and people
had to
are
be
now
like,
saying that like the Steam Deck is showing its age and XYZ. I have
It
both,
is, yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
I even put them side by side, and like the Steam Deck I'd say is just like a little bit overall bigger than the Switch 2. Like the Switch 2 is a bigger machine,
Mhm.
but
which
the
one's
Steam,
more comfortable to hold?
I don't know if no I can. It's because I have a case over my Steam Deck, so like if I could have them both naked, I would probably say the Switch 2 is definitely a bigger improvement over the overall Switch because it's a lot bigger, so it's more comfortable to hold for longer. But I think having like the fatter grips on the end of the Steam Deck makes it more comfortable in the long
Ergonomic.
run. Ergonomically, yes, thank you. Ergonomically, the Steam Deck is comfier to like. If you're gonna sit there till it dies, that would probably be the thing.
So,
I mean, there are ergonomic cases for the Switch too, but just both naked, the Steam Deck.
if you want to compare the consoles towards like the list of them, someone did a comparison of it. It is more powerful than a PlayStation 4.
That I've
Base?
heard.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro.
I think the
Pro. I've heard that the Switch
If
2.
it's a Pro, then
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah,
significant.
I've heard the Switch 2 is comparable to a PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox S.
Yeah, not bad.
That's
I mean,
that's
still-
actually that's
for
bad.
for a portable console. I mean, this is where I can't wait to see you get like a big game, like let's say Cyberpunk or one of these bigger like
Yeah,
100
Cyberpunk
style
is definitely
games.
the game that I'm gonna be like, okay, can you keep up?
Are you gonna rebuy Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or do the upgrade? I mean,
No, I'm probably just going to game share with a friend and then just play it for like 2 weeks and then have that as like a test, because I've had several friends be like, this game looks absolutely insane.
Because I've been seeing some comments where people are like, "Oh man, it's rediscovering like Tears of the Kingdom at like 60 frames at 120 hertz refresh rate makes a world of it's like I'm rediscovering the world for the first." I'm like, how?
Yeah. So
You've
like,
already played
I-
the game.
I don't-
yeah.
But
60
frames to
but-
30 frames to 60 frames is a significant jump.
But
it is
I
a big
am-
difference.
but-
But if you're comparing,
How are you rediscovering the world again when you've already done it?
I am
fair enough,
I
but-
am going to be playing Pokemon Scarlet for the first
Because
time
that's what rediscovering means, though.
in space.
in
space.
It's funny when you say it, but yeah, I am going to
He
be
doesn't know what we're talking about.
exactly.
No, not at all.
I am going to
I'm just
be
quoting.
playing Scarlet for the first time, so I will give some feedback on that too, because
Do you still have your Switch one?
I do. Yep.
Play it on the just boot it
Oh,
up,
play that first.
and then
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, and then because a big thing that people were saying is like, oh, the windmill can actually spin now.
I saw the video was like 9 to 10 seconds ahead of the Switch one.
Damn.
Yeah. It's kind of.
I've seen that. Like I think Breath of the Wild loads in like 5 seconds now. Like
Yeah.
if you're
That's
teleporting, it's like
Crazy
it's like,
what horsepower can do to a console, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you just invested in it the first time around, like there wouldn't have been a need for a second one, I think. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
To
crazy.
be honest, the Pokemon games were not optimized well.
Game Freak doesn't know how to
Game
make
Freak is
Pokemon
lazy.
games.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just lazy.
Straight up.
To be
That's,
fair, the
optimization on Breath of the Wild and Legend is
the Switch
Tears of
was
the Kingdom.
an absolute free throw from midcourt. Nobody knew that was going to sink the way it did.
They
Well,
just
no,
made it.
I don't know. After the Wii U, I think any console would have been better than the Wii U.
No, for
so
sure.
anything
console-
after the Wii U would have been a winner.
Well,
the Wii U
no,
was
no.
shit.
No, for
I
sure.
know because I owned it.
No, I
But-
know.
And I
know,
regret buying it.
They made the Switch by hitting the panic button, and they're like,
No,
"We
that's
have
what
to just get something
Yeah,
out."
that's what I mean. Like, I think they were on a sinking ship, and they're like, "Yo, please save us!" And like,
400
yo,
please save us.
They threw it out there, hoping, and it hit.
$400 or $500 and only 3 games is what I played on the friggin' system, man.
No, exactly.
We-
That's what I
you?
mean. They
Yeah.
needed
Solid.
They needed something to save them. The Switch did it.
Yeah.
So I think they needed some time to develop the system software, and I'm happy to hear that. Like, it sounds like from your experience that it's a decently significant upgrade to what the Switch already was.
How is the UI compared to the Switch one?
Yeah. How is the UI?
UI, there's like new sounds, a couple new icons.
Say new sounds.
Yeah.
Like scrolling sounds you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
Talking
like
about like tabbing sounds.
Yeah,
and-
new
and
sounds and
like-
stuff.
People care about that?
The
I think.
UX, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
User
part of the
experience.
UI. That's part. It's
No,
the
that's UX.
or UX. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall though, it does look and feel the same, which is kind of a letdown. But
Yeah, I mean, because if you're gonna call it a new system,
yeah,
your user interface
Well,
should be different.
Well, was there really a big difference between the
PS3 and
DS?
PS4, yes.
Yeah.
PS4 to PS5,
Holy.
kind of the
yeah.
same,
No,
but
for
still
DS,
different.
For the DS though, Nintendo's not great with changing each generation of.
but at
DS.
least, and this is the thing I hope
You're
they
not
do.
wrong. I think even like if you really looked at it from the Nintendo Switch from the Wii, like they're almost the same.
Yeah, they're-
freaking like
the
they've been
squares.
modified. Yeah,
Yeah.
the squares
like
moving.
Wii, the Wii U.
Yeah,
very
but
wide-
at least
with the
DS.
with yeah.
at least the DS, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me. At least had themes.
They did. Yes.
So that's what everyone's hoping, that like you could just throw like a theme, like like a gradient,
Yeah,
or like
it would be
at
cool.
least just make it like,
Something
oh,
more
that's
customizable.
different from that one.
Yeah.
At least, right? But like so far, it's still, I just think like light and dark mode, and that's it. So
fair enough. The yeah, I mean it looks great. I'd love to one day for you to bring it so we.
of
can-
course,
so
yeah,
we
no,
can, like,
for sure, I definitely will. I'll
I
definitely
want
check
you
it
to,
out.
I also want to kind of like get a game for the Switch that you would have on your PS5 and compare the two.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, no, yeah. Cyberpunk is a game that, again, I'm playing it on my Steam Deck. You're playing it on a PS5. Runs completely fine.
Oh man, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but
the
like,
odd crash.
I would like to see a side by side, like what the visuals are like, how it runs, load times, things like
Oh
that.
yeah, like once I get it, I'm probably gonna boot it up, get in the same spot as on my Steam Deck, and then just like have them both going at like the same time, and be like, which one,
How much storage does it have? Base
256.
256. Okay,
off rip, yeah, 256,
that's
and,
not too bad.
and like
at least it's
everyone's like,
something.
oh my god, I gotta get like a 1 terabyte. I need like way more space, and I'm like, just
the games
easy.
The games are so small. Like on the Switch, I have like a boatload of games. I've never had to deinstall them, and I only have a 64 gig.
or delete old games.
That you're no longer playing.
What games on the Switch are like cracking like 100 gigs?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
very
None of them.
few.
Yeah.
It-
Cyberpunk
is
60,
what 60 something.
64.
60 on PS5.
It's 68 right now. Yeah.
It's 48 on the Switch.
Yeah,
yeah, so
but like it's like
definitely-
when people have like 4 of that game where it's like 48, and they're like, I'll come back. No, you won't.
No.
Just delete the game.
Yeah, just delete it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
How is the LCD screen?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
The LCD HDR is very it's very loud. It's very
Ooh, what do you mean by loud?
I mean like very
like there's a lot
No,
it's vibrant.
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
it's very bright. Like I actually have to turn it down a bit because I have it docked into my 4K monitor in my office, and it was just like it's very bright, so I had to turn down, but the colors are very vibrant. To be honest, I kind of forgot it was an LCD but I think the HDR really helps bring up the whole point that it's LCD and helps take it to new heights. I don't know right at the moment if I could say vividly contrast saturation as good as OLED, but so far it's very bright. The colors do pop a lot, especially in like Mario Kart when there's a whole fluid of colors going on. But that can be also something where I put them side by side, you know, full brightness and see which one like looks better. So that's a great point that I will get back on.
Definitely.
Cool.
Well, continuing with games, Summer Game Fest happened just literally the other day.
Bam.
A lot of like there was like 30 games that were announced.
Dude, it's insane.
We're not gonna go through everything because it's a lot of them were like indie
There are a
developed
lot
games.
Yeah.
And, a lot of anime games, a lot of shooter games,
A lot of games in
just
space.
a lot of games in space.
How about we talk about what we're looking for?
Yeah. So we're just gonna go through what we're kind of interested in.
Big Capcom announcement.
Big Capcom
You were
announcement.
excited. I'm surprised you just didn't go off rip with about it.
No, I was. I wasn't just gonna like right off rip 6. I want to go in order, but yeah, the long-awaited Resident Evil 9 Requiem has been announced. I'm a giant Resident Evil stan. I've beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The spin-offs were also good.
Played all those too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a big fan. So
Okay.
this one we are going back to Raccoon City. I have heard excuse me. I've heard some leaks and rumors. I don't know if they're true, but this game will be Leon Kennedy's last kind of arc because
He's dead.
Gojo dies.
Gojo dies.
Because Leon's kind of
Gojo all over.
Leon's whole character arc started in Resident Evil 2, so for him to go back to Raccoon City and the police department would kind of be very poetic. But from the trailer, it looks very good. We hear the name Ashcroft, so there's some speculation on that whole thing. But
Ooh.
overall, it does
Like what
look.
speculation. Give
I
us the juicy tidbits.
haven't heard much. I haven't watched anything. I just think that the only person that I can think of with the name Ashcroft is Ashley, who was also in
Ashcroft.
Ashley Ashcroft, who is part of the whole Umbrella Corporation. So there's tons of leaks and rumors and speculations, but I am looking forward to this. I think February 27th or 26th, 2026.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one for sure. What were you? Was
The Ashcroft is related to Alyssa, and she's from Outbreak.
That's what it is. Yes.
So she's one of the main characters. She's a news reporter.
Yeah. Who's like looking into the murder of her mom,
Oh.
then takes her back to the police department. So
interesting. Is there any games that you saw that you were like vibing with?
the SpongeBob one.
The SpongeBob one, yeah. What was it? Nicktoons and the dice in the dungeon. Oh, dude, I've been waiting honestly years, like decades since I was born. I came out saying Nickelodeon Dice and Dungeons. I just can't wait for it.
Nicktoons, I'm
Yeah,
there.
Nicktoons. No,
But you'll get to play as Patrick probably. at
oh
some point.
my goodness, don't tempt
Maybe
me.
even Gary.
Meow. Meow.
No way. I was I'm not a big indie fan, but when the game that really caught my eye was The Ill. That
Oh
horror
yeah,
game.
you were saying that. Yeah.
It just caught my eye because it looks so absolutely brutal and gruesome, and it was like it looked scary, but also like survival style game. A survival style game. That is tough
You're
for
right
me to
there.
say. I had 3 strokes right there.
In one sentence.
But it was just when the dude in the submarine outfit or whatever he was in, that big full metal outfit, comes out and just blows the monster walking towards you away, and you're like, what is happening here?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah,
He
it
points
looked
the gun
cool.
at you.
And then he points it at you. Yeah, exactly. And then you start running, and you're like, "Yo, what's going on here?" That game caught my eye. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that one. Got to look a little bit more into it, just because I only watched the Summer Games Fest last night, so I haven't had a lot of time to check it out. But
That's right.
that one caught my eye, and then I was looking at the Dying Light, the Beast. That kind of looks cool. Just as like a little standalone. I think it's only going to be like $40 or something like that.
Who was it? You that was asking if that was the same guy? Or no, that was you asking, right?
He was asking.
That is
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
guy.
Okay.
From
So,
the
yeah.
first game?
First
about
and second.
What about you?
And the second was a prequel.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
I thought Dying Light 2 was a prequel.
No,
I thought it was like what happened before everything
No.
went down.
no. It's actually in the
It's
future.
way in the
Oh,
future.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like-
under the impression
It's
it was
like
a prequel for
the
some reason.
entire landscape's been like taken over by nature and stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
I Am Legend type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. There was like, I mean, Onimusha was cool.
Way of the Sword.
Yeah,
Sick.
that looked dope as shit.
Yep.
Wu-Tang's been making a freaking game.
Wu Tang or Wu Chang?
Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang and
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang is making a game. I was like, that's random.
Yeah, that's.
I
so
was like,
random, dude.
okay.
There's so
I mean,
many
I know they
random
were making
games.
movies and stuff, but I didn't know they were gonna make it. Mortal Shell
There-
2 looked dope as shit.
There was
That game looked
Was that
visceral.
Mortal Shell 2 or Mortal Shell 1?
2.
Mortal Shell 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was Splitgate, the Splitgate announcement as well, or like the trailer for it that they
Is
threw
that the
up
one
there.
with the Titans looking thing?
No, it is the Destiny and Apex
it's
style
Halo.
Yeah,
portal
the Titan
shooter.
looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one looked, I don't know, man. I'm not into those kind of things anymore. It's
Fair.
not my cup of tea.
Fair,
I
fair,
don't
fair.
like it.
looked
But
pretty
yeah,
fun.
Mortal Shell 2 looked visceral as all hell. Like,
Oh my
the way the
God.
dude was just stabbing the enemy, I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, man.
It looks very heavy metal.
Yes.
Very heavy metal. Yeah.
And then Death Stranding 2
Yeah.
looked like shit.
Always.
I mean, like,
always.
not. No, I mean, people liked it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't really vibe with the first Death Stranding
Neither
all
did
too
I.
much. And it's just
You either hate it or you don't.
yeah,
it's-
it just seemed a little
yeah.
too convoluted in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
you still don't know really what the hell's going on.
That's another.
Because you played it too, right?
Yeah, I played a bit of it, and it was just I couldn't get.
Was not a vibe.
It's
No.
a walking simulator.
Was
No.
not a vibe.
It was not a vibe.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Hideo Kojima people might be praising him a little, might be holding him on a too high of a pedestal.
See, this
Honestly.
is this is
Like,
where
he's
like
an artist.
I'm of the mindset that like even when I was playing Metal Gear Solid, like I tried to get into
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid 5 and
Solid.
4 was Guns
Solid.
of the Patriots, right?
4 was a fucking movie. You didn't
It
like
was.
4?
No, I fell out of love with it because I thought there was too much. That was the first game I had
It
started
was a
on,
lot of
and it was a
cutscenes. He's not
lot
wrong.
You started with that game?
because I didn't. Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's
What do you
actually
think? I
great.
started on the PS2 with Metal Gear Solid? No,
Sons of the Patriots?
PS1.
I
would've
thought
been-
like you would
No.
like
That
go
was
back. You know
number
what?
2, yeah.
Yeah, like go
No,
back
but
and
I-
Guns of the Patriots number
The
4.
thing is, yeah, it wouldn't have
yes.
been possible for me to go back because it was prior to that was PS1 era. Like, what was I gonna do?
That's
Like, you
fair.
couldn't play those games anymore.
Do you know in that game when you play a snake, you're actually the bad guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured that out, and I was like, and then I went into the lore of it, and I was trying to really understand it, and I was like, dude, there's too much, dude. There's too many.
4
things.
has I think the the Guinness World Record for the longest cutscene. I think
Cutscenes in a
I
video
think I think it's an
game.
hour and a half.
It's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah,
a movie,
dude.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was insane. Like I was getting through it, and I'm like, dude, I'm not playing this game. I'm
4
watching it.
is good. I've played 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I played 1, didn't like 2. 3 is my
Nobody
favorite.
likes to. It's all because of writing, but writing was fine. People just got butthurt.
Yeah.
They weren't expecting that.
Yeah, and then 4 and then
Writing?
5's story is ass, but 5's gameplay is the peak of like MGS. It's very good in my
5
opinion.
what threw me for. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna
5
just
is so
play
random.
5. Yeah, and then
You
it
go back
was,
to the past when you think you're playing a snake.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
it's,
weird.
so odd.
It's weird.
But
I
the
couldn't do it.
gameplay, the mechanics, the sneaking is so fun.
That was on point.
It was
Yeah.
it was
But yeah,
very
I
good.
just think people hold Kojima a little too high sometimes. Like his games are art. He treats them like they're art rather than video games, which is like, okay, that's fine, but if a lot of people don't understand your game, like, can you really call it a game then? Like, just do art, dude. I don't know.
Art is
Do art.
subjective.
Yeah.
So.
Mhm.
Do art, you
Do
know?
art, dog.
Don't do art, but do
It's
the
just
art.
the type of media that he likes to.
Yeah,
do,
fair
so.
enough. Fair
Capital
enough.
D-O.
Like
We
I like a lot of his old stuff, but his newer stuff has been really like weird and
Yeah, it was all over the
off-putting,
place.
to be honest. Like, it's not my cup of tea. And then there's Lego, who's doing like Lego Voyagers and like another Lego game trying to be Minecraft again. I'm like, I think your ship has sailed. They should really give up. They can't be Minecraft.
No,
They-
no,
they
no, no,
had
no,
an
no, no,
opportunity-
They the thing is, they corner a niche market. Parents that don't know what their kids want.
Who, Minecraft or Lego?
Lego, because they all parents
do- no,
always
but
buy
this-
their kids.
What they were showing was like a game trying to be like Minecraft.
Yeah, but if
again, but they already did that with Lego Worlds, and Lego Worlds wasn't great because they only did like.
but
2
how
players.
many kids bought it? So many. Not them buying
Lego
it. Their
Worlds was not a success.
Was it not?
No,
No.
It was
I
no.
mean, to be fair,
especially after
the
they
games
found
are
out that
pretty
it's
dog.
only 2 players online. It's not like you can have as many friends as you want.
Yeah.
Like that was a big L.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, when I look at the Lego games from like they're not games that are built for me, and I just see them cornering such a niche market, which is just like small children.
Yeah.
And even when it's small children, how many of them really care for Lego anymore? I think
I don't know. I think a lot of them. The Lego stores are always busy, man.
I think
And they're always selling.
yeah, maybe
You know?
maybe you're right. But
And
who wants to play a video game?
Well,
That's
my thing
Lego?
is like if Lego just does what Minecraft does and just let their players go wild and have as many friends as you want, I think a lot of people will end up playing Lego over Minecraft at some point.
You want an open world Lego MMORPG?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Make your own character,
They have
make your
all
city.
they have all these licenses as well.
Yeah.
That they can just do whatever the hell they want.
And they just acquired One Piece.
Yeah, when they announced Lego One Piece, I thought they were gonna make a Lego One Piece video game. But
brother,
like,
they may end up doing that. Realistically,
And it's
if you
gonna
think
be-
about it, they may end up doing that.
Yeah.
Like they have all these IPs that they can use in their video games, and to do like an MMO or an open world thing where your friends can just come and play like Minecraft.
Yeah.
because
I want to build an X-wing while I freaking kill you in a Death Star.
Well, as Luffy.
Yes,
Screw it.
yes,
You know what I mean?
or as Gollum.
You're
My
saying
precious is the
Lego's
Death Star.
Lego's gonna be the new Fortnite, is what you're asking.
And then, if
for.
I'm not mistaken, I think they also are coming out with official Lego Pokemon stuff next year as well.
They are. Mega Bloks lost their license.
Let's talk about the Lego thing. Like Roblox.
You got real passionate for a second.
Yeah.
Roblox
He
is
loves Lego.
literally doing like
Lego.
license, pretty much Lego stuff, and they're making games.
Yeah,
Like
people are
left,
making
right.
games within their games,
Yeah.
Unagi
literally, and they're getting paid for it.
in space.
Kids are making games and getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Lego hasn't tapped into is crazy.
Yes, it is kind of crazy how they have not tapped into that. I don't understand. It's like they're lazy with their video game digital. They're like only physical stuff, which I don't mind that much. Like focus on your physical stuff, but damn, dude, they could have had like really good video games.
Yeah. What Fortnite did with Fortnite Lego for a bit was cool.
Yes,
I liked it.
but then that went away real quick. People
Very
stopped
fun.
caring
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. But like that was kind of the sort of like, oh, hey, you guys got something here. But then it was like,
Yeah, true that.
it went away.
Absolutely.
So
That's what I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
They're like Summer Games
Lego?
Fest in space. Like Summer Games Fest was just really a showcase for more indie developers, and
Yeah.
literally right out the gate, that's what they said. Like Jeff Keighley was like, indie this, indie that, like. And
Yeah.
a bunch of like presenters were kind of the same way, and it was like, okay, no, absolutely cool. But I was expecting some bigger AAA titles.
Yeah,
to
I
show
was,
off.
I was expecting some
like
bigger AAAs.
like with the Sony State of Play, they showed off a bunch of things.
I was really hoping for like I know they just did another like a cinematic, but like something for Ghosts of Yote. Like we're 3 months, not even 3 months away from one of the most critically acclaimed Sony titles, and this is the State of Play before it. Why aren't you putting anything out?
Yeah.
They don't have anything.
But
Yeah.
maybe they don't have
Like,
anything else to put
there was
out.
a lot of things that were going on with Square Enix actually that were like posts that were put up and then were shot down. Things for like Final Fantasy 9 and Tactics were being shown off, and people were like, oh shit, maybe we're gonna see like things. And the only thing that got announced was Tactics, which for me is exciting because Tactics is a wonderful game with a great story, and they're remastering that. But I think people were also hoping for them to announce an FF9 remake, but that did not happen.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to be at the Tokyo Game Show is where they're going to show it off, where Square Enix is going to end up showing that off.
Yeah.
What would you do if it was tomorrow for the Xbox thing?
If it's on Xbox tomorrow, I mean, as long as they're saying it's coming for the PlayStation as well, I'm okay with it.
Fair.
As long as they announce it.
Yeah, I mean Xbox might have just bought or gotten the licensing to like release the announcement for it. You
It's
never
possible,
know, right?
Yeah.
The question I had for did any of you play Neo or are looking
Neo
forward to
3.
Neo 3?
Not
Neo
really.
3?
I didn't think that was a Neo game. I was talking to you about this
Yeah.
Which one?
earlier.
Neo.
3.
Neo 3.
What the
The-
3 was announced?
Yeah.
It was during Summer Games Fest. Yeah.
I played the first one.
Yeah.
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 It-
I thought it was a Onimusha game.
Yeah, it's very like it's a Souls-like game. I'm not a Souls style player, but I know Andre you are, and I know Pat you are, so I was assuming you guys would be into it. But
I mean, I watched the trailer and I was like, this doesn't feel very Neo-esque. I mean, what, you're fighting demons, but then when he transforms from like a samurai to a ninja. And I was like,
It also didn't feel like very visceral at all. It's just like,
and then
like those style of videos, you cut through something, cut through
the reason
something,
why I
like-
say that is because Neo 2 took it and just ran you know, like from Neo 1 to 2, and Neo 2, when you killed
You were Dante.
a
Devil May Cry.
yote, or sorry, when you killed a yokai, you could become said yokai
It's my devil trigger.
in space. So it's like the fact that now he just goes, "Huh," and he's a ninja. I'm like, oh, that's just why.
Neo 3 was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then like, oh right, the other big one they showed off was more 007 First Light.
Oh right, yeah. That
I still haven't seen the
007
trailer.
Honestly,
there was no trailer.
No, there was.
No, there was.
There was.
There was.
Yeah,
There was a
shut your
full.
mouth.
There's a full trailer.
Gameplay wise, it looks
It
good.
looks good. Yeah.
Like they do what they do in Hitman because it's the makers from Hitman that are doing this game.
Oh.
However, graphically, I'm a little
Well,
surprised.
wait, there was no
yes,
gameplay for.
there was.
There was.
That was not.
Oh, that was Sony State of Play. Sorry, that was
Sony
not
State of
okay,
Play.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
You-
not
you
at
just-
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, sorry, that was for State of Play. Like I said, gameplay wise, looks great. Graphically, I was not that impressed, especially because it's an Amazon game, and it's an MGM game.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were throwing more money at this to make this look really good because they did the car chase scene for a
Mm.
little bit, and that looked bad. It didn't look. Well, it didn't look bad. It just didn't look great.
Yeah.
Like with what we have now, especially with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, you would think maybe, hey, let's toss a little bit more money at this. Let's up-res the shit out of this a little bit and get things going. But like it just felt flat. Like it's cool that we're getting a young Bond. It's like he just joined this covert operation. Like he has just became 007.
Oh, it's his first day on the job.
It's young
Yeah.
go rash Bond.
Okay.
It's a cool. It didn't look horrible.
I'll show you
It
the
was
trailer after.
probably.
Please do. Yes, please
It
do.
was probably one of the better looking games, I would say, like in terms of like if we're going off of what we're seeing just at like Summer Games Fest and State of Play. Like I'd say 007 definitely wasn't graphically horrible, but it wasn't like stunning.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I thought we would have a little bit more like how Grand Theft Auto's into photorealism.
Yeah,
I thought we'd get that.
Fair.
Yeah, it just felt like actually I saw there was a comparison between Uncharted 4 on the PS4 and this game. Uncharted 4 looks way better.
I can see that.
It looked like
Uncharted 4 looks very good.
like the details in Nathan Drake's face compared to Bond was like it was significantly
Uncharted
better.
4 looked very good for
then-
for its time.
But then again, you're talking about a 007 game compared to a game made by Naughty Dog.
Right, but this is also a game that's published by Amazon and MGM Studios.
Fair enough, but it's not
Which
like
means they should have money.
And
to
you would
kind of throw
assume
at.
that as we progress as society and tech, that games would look better.
Not
Oh,
to
for
mention
sure,
it's 007. It's a pretty big IP, man.
No, it's a big IP. I'm not saying it's a small IP. My point is like you're looking at two different production companies like
Getting
MGM and
more
Amazon.
in-
I wouldn't even compare to Naughty Dog. Like they when I think of them like
They're in
terms
their
of-
own separate
they're in their own
lanes.
separate paths.
That's fair.
For me personally, but I mean, there was there anything else? There was Silent Hill.
Yeah,
The Silent Hill game.
Hill game.
Well,
The-
Silent Hill and
F.
Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that-
looked pretty
Is
good.
this the new Silent Hill one in
yeah,
Japan?
taken 1960s rural Japan.
Yeah.
It's like a.
Is there a trailer?
There is.
is.
I want to see that.
It's
That's
scary.
That's what I'm a
It
big.
kind of reminds me of The Grudge.
Yeah.
Really?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Have you seen Fatal Frame yet?
No, I haven't
Yes.
seen either of them.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay, we'll show it to you after.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm
please.
not a horror game kind of dude. I'll go watch horror
dude,
movies.
Ja-
But like
Japanese
horror
horrors-
games, I'm not a. I can't do it.
Horror
I like-
games are like something else. Japanese horror games are next level scary.
I like horror games as long as there's like a level, as long
A
as it's
good
not
balance?
just a sneak hide. Like
Yeah.
every horror game is sneak and hide in the locker and then try to get past the person, right? Like that's
Yeah.
like every single one. If they throw like cooler puzzles into it where it's not just like fetch quests over and over, where you basically
Yeah.
go here to pick something up, but dodge the guy, go here to pick something up to dodge the guy. It's like
That's
I
what
just want.
That's what I liked about the original Resident Evil games, where it's like it has fetch quests, but
Yeah.
there's also puzzles
There's puzzles
that
throughout.
you had to like.
Yeah. I
figured out.
loved that aspect of the RE games, is that like the puzzles really made you like scratch your head. And sometimes it was like you got to do it before you get caught. So
Yeah, and
but like I'm a big horror game buff, so I'm really looking forward to like Fatal Frame, Silent Hill, RE9.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not.
We-
Looks good, but I'm not a horror
We
guy.
should make
Have
Any
you
other
ever
games?
been?
Any other games?
Arc
from-
System, the makers of Guilty Gear, the makers of Dragon Ball Fighters,
The
Fighters.
Arc System is just
Fighters.
engine.
Fighters.
whatever.
Fighters. Fighters. Fighters.
They're developed by Arc. Isn't it Team Arc?
Oh, Arc. Yeah, it's made by Team Arc.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Arc's
whatever.
It's an engine.
Whatever, man. Shut up, Patrick. I wasn't asking for your opinion, okay?
I'm just correcting you.
It's not a game. It's an engine.
Anyways, they're making Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, Marvel versus Marvel. They're making Marvel Token, not Marvel vs. Capcom, but it looks like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
The tag team system, fighting system is in there, and it plays exactly
How
like
many players is it?
up to 4.
There you go.
It's
4
not
versus 4
players. It's,
Yeah.
No, it's
4
four-
characters.
No, sorry. It's a 4v4.
4v4. What
Yeah.
were the characters that were shown?
The only characters that were shown, I believe, were Spider-Man, a Gundam like Iron Man. It
Cap.
was like literally a Gundam like Iron Man.
High key.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you allowed to do that kind of shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Storm was in there. Captain America was in there, and
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Doom, Ghost Rider, and Star-Lord.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those are only 3 I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it looked pretty good.
I mean, most of their fighting, a lot of their fighting games usually look really damn good.
Yeah.
You know, and them coming off of Z, they haven't really done anything in a little bit. Like maybe they've done a Guilty Game Gear in between.
Yeah.
But like
Everyone's kind of outfits look good.
they're very anime.
Very,
They're
very
anime.
Especially like Iron Man and Cap.
Yeah.
Very.
Like when they approached the head of the development team, he was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "I'm. You want me to make a Marvel game, like a Marvel game?"
Yeah, and I think that was even in the trailer. Like it showed him talking about how like I think him and either a friend or someone from like Marvel got coffee, and long story short, that person's like, "We want you to make a game," and he's like, "Really?"
Yeah.
He's
He was
like-
like, "I'm very honored," but he's like, at the same time, this is nerve wracking. He's like, Marvel's a big IP,
Yeah,
and we're kind of. He's like, we're not that big of a.
but
studio.
I respect him for being like, I could possibly fuck this up.
Very humbling.
Very,
Yeah.
very cool, very transparent to be like, look, I appreciate it, but I kind of don't want to because I'm scared I could fuck it up.
Yes.
So, but hey, from so far, they kind of knocked it out of the park. Like,
Yeah.
like it looks cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a big 2D side-scrolling fighter fan. It's just not my tea. But I mean, like, if I
you
can
get
ever,
work?
huh?
Because you get worked.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But I mean, if I can get my hands on this, I'll give it a try.
Oh yeah.
And
I prefer the 2D fighting games over the 3D arena fighting games.
Fair. That's
Just-
fair. I feel that. I actually
Think
do feel
about
that.
it. If they made a Naruto game with Arc systems, it would make
Which they
sense.
probably will eventually.
3v3. There's the teams right there.
Yeah.
So
One Piece,
oh, that would be great.
right?
Like,
Bleach.
Bleach, or even if they made that
Hunter x Hunter.
Jujutsu Kaisen fighting game.
They have they have Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, they
in
do.
that fighting
Yes.
Game.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
it's not like
It's
the
not
2D
like
style.
a full Hunter x Hunter game though.
It doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
It does not look good.
No.
It does not look
There's the
good.
One Punch Man one.
And then after that, they showed off a fight stick that Sony is making, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Is it a fight stick or a fight pad?
they said fight stick.
Woo.
They said fight.
The first ever fight stick.
I'm
is
pretty
what-
sure they're calling it a.
But it has like it's not just the stick though. It has
The only thing I'm worried about, because their controllers are kind of like trash with the whole drifting thing, is what kind of drift issues is this gonna have?
This cannot have it.
Like fighting games go hard.
Yeah, you're fucking way in that.
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Yeah, this cannot have it.
That's why I prefer fight pads, because
Yeah,
fight
usually
your
people
pad.
go towards like actual professional fight pads. So I don't know how this is
No,
gonna
they
fare.
use most professionals use fight
most
sticks.
professionals use fight sticks.
Yeah.
Or fight
over-
sticks. No.
yeah.
What I mean is like professional grade fight sticks, like from third party companies. Nobody's going to like. I feel like not many people are going to buy the Sony branded one. Why not? What are like? I'm not a fight stick aficionado, but what are like the top? I know.
I was gonna say Mad Cats, but Mad Cats is no longer. They're
That
they're
shows
no
your
longer.
age. That shows
Shut
your
up.
age. That shows your
Shut
age.
up.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
Ask Sean.
That
See,
shows your
one
age.
of my buddies gets fight sticks, but I know he's not buying them from like the
Is,
main line.
Is
Shut your
Sean
mouth.
still playing
I'm there with
Street
you.
Fighter?
I had a Mad Cat controller in space.
Well, the models are Quinaba Obsidian, and let's see what else we got. Hori is up there. Victrix, Hitbox, Junk Food, and Mayflash, Razor.
Well, I know Ori. Yeah, they're like the
Yeah.
Ori pad.
Hori is very popular.
very popular, and
Yeah.
what I like.
It's because they're in a lot of retail stores. That's why. Hori's just
Yeah.
like in retails. That's
Yeah.
why they're popular.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like really good are typically like on a website where you have to go and order yourself.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I'm
Or at
curious
the
to
store.
see what the quality on this fight pad is going to be. Did
Yeah,
they give a price for it?
No,
No?
they just announced that they were making or that they're in.
You think it's gonna be like 300.
I think it's gonna be about 300.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be more than
Okay.
the dual edge for sure.
Really?
It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Okay.
Fight sticks can get expensive.
I know they
dog.
can. I know
300
they
to
can.
400.
But like
Something
just
like that,
just
yeah.
for
Yeah.
the Sony one in particular, I didn't think they'd go like
I was like, if it's good, I'll purchase it. But if it's not, I don't want it. Like I want to see the reviews on this and how the long term is.
Yeah.
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But even though most of the fighting community, they kind of like do their own modifications on their fight
Yeah.
stick. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I did want to bring up honorable mention, which was Witcher 4 tech demo. Did you guys see this?
It's
It's a tech demo.
it's not a gameplay though.
I know it's a tech demo, but it shows assets from the game, right?
but it
And
was
we
meant.
get to see
It's
kind
more
of-
meant to show off what Unreal can do.
Oh, for sure. But that's what they're going to be using to
No,
make Witcher.
No, that they've said those won't be in the game. That's just for Unreal Engine.
Really? They said
Yeah.
that none of the assets are
Yeah.
used. There's no way that none of those
But
assets are
they
being
just use
used.
preset stuff from Unreal Engine that's built in.
No, I know they use the engine to build the actual game, but the
just
assets
presets
outside
from
of that.
Unreal. The only thing that they made was Siri. That was it.
That and the horse, which is her horse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they built some things.
Just those two, but everything
Cool.
else.
Just
that you
take the
see in
L,
the
dog.
world-
Stop trying to fight it. Just take the L.
You know what?
dog.
You know what? You know what? Witcher 4, it's just a cool tech
But
demo.
Siri
I
looks,
did think
Siri
I did
looks
think,
good.
The thing
Siri-
is,
Siri and the horse looks good.
yeah,
but I
Siri
mean,
and the horse look good.
realistically, they didn't need The Witcher. The Claire Obscure did it for them.
True.
That was mostly all done on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, true.
That's why I think this is more. This is just definitely just a tease for what's to come. Like we're gonna get more from Witcher, obviously, pretty soon. I think it's fair to say it's been what 10 plus years now since Witcher 3 came out. So I'm pretty sure it's the next
That sounds
game
about right.
that's stated. I think it's
Sounds about right.
2015 was release of that. So it's not unfair to say that we are pretty close to the timeline on when CD Projekt Red will release their next iteration in the game.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for
Into
Bethesda's
Backpack.
next game, but
They did
you
say
know,
pre-production, and CD Projekt Red also came out this week and said pre-production on Cyberpunk 2 is happening.
I was literally about to say, and
Yeah.
to backpack off that CD product is working.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, since they stated that the pre-production has started on a new game, I think it's fair to say that they're wrapping up. Or not wrapping up, but getting close to wrapping up what we're gonna see for Witcher 4.
I just hope it's not another Cyberpunk fiasco. Honestly,
It will
It will be.
That'd be really sad.
It will
man.
be. It'll be a complete dumpster fire.
I feel like that's just like their MO.
Yeah, that's not okay.
I think it'll be playable. It just it'll be interesting to see how they manage the issues that came from like the last game, like the problems with rendering a lot of people, and like cars was the big issue for Cyberpunk on day one. I wonder how they're gonna bypass that and get to
Here's a gameplay sneak at our game for Witcher 4, featuring all the environments, blah blah, and then when it comes out, it's gonna be like none of that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm scared. We'll see. Like it's exciting, but we'll see. It's. But speaking
little
of
scared.
long-awaited games, Capcom has finally announced Pragmata's release for 2026.
right.
Oh, yeah.
They showed that off.
What's
one I
this?
was
So they showed off the sci-fi kind of like shooter, third-person shooter game back in like 2022, but they never really gave it an announcement.
Oh, even earlier than that.
Was it earlier than
Yeah.
that? I thought
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
just in 2022.
I know it was before the pandemic. I'm pretty sure it was
Oh,
earlier than that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are like, okay, and nothing about it was talked about since then until Summer Game Fest that just happened, and it's full length. It looks like Death Strand. Look, there's a lot of things with kids now, like an adult with a kid. That's like coming up.
Is this the one where like the girl is
The
on his
astronaut
back?
and the blonde
Yeah.
girl.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a mix between like Dead Space and God of War, is what it looks like.
Whoa.
But in a sci-fi kind of setting, and the little girl has like robot powers of some sort.
Yeah, it was weird. I haven't been following this game. I just saw the trailer and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's very sci-fi.
Cool.
Very like out there with Capcom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of dope. But that's kind of like they said 2026 is when it's going to come out.
Nice.
So it should be pretty sweet as we see that move forward. Other than that, like that's it for really gaming.
Honorable.
Not really. That's it for gaming. There was a lot for gaming, but it was just a lot of indie stuff. If you're into that, I would recommend go checking out the Games Fest trailer, or you can watch the IGN trailer that they put together a 15-minute video for and just blast
Honorable
it through.
mention Liza P. Overture.
I'd say Medieval Chronicles for me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Medieval
pretty.
Chronicles looks pretty dope.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm a big Liza P fan, so that looks cool. I think that was available yesterday, so you know.
Oh yeah, right.
It looks
Are you gonna end up playing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would like to jump back into P.
I'm curious to know if that monster we saw in the beginning is King Triton or not.
Yeah, because they do a lot of like there's a lot of nods to Pinocchio in the game, and I do know that they are trying to keep it in like the fairy tale dark-esque theme. So
Grim.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, that might
Speaking
be
of Grimm,
that might be King.
that TV show, they're making a comeback.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think they're doing a movie. They said. That's interesting.
What show? No.
It's a show called Grimm.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. See how that goes.
Is that all the gaming news essentially?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought.
No.
I thought you were still going.
No.
I just. Yeah.
Go ahead.
My bad.
I want to correct this statement that Pat made. Witcher 4 is being made on Unreal.
Yeah, it is, but the assets they used during the
Couldn't
tech
let that
demo
go.
came from Unreal.
Couldn't let
No,
that
yeah,
go.
But they didn't use their own assets. None of their own.
Yeah, they were. What? Okay, I just read into it, but fair enough. Go ahead. You can live in your delusion.
Pop off, King.
Go ahead.
Tell him what's up, Patrick. Slap him.
Based on what? Which I just searched it up. Games Radar said it was.
Yeah. You trust Games Radar?
No, I don't trust news sources. My bad.
No.
I just couldn't let it go.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Anyways, we're moving on to anime.
Yeah.
Let's get into Windbreaker.
Should we do answers? Because we totally skipped that.
Holy
by the
shit,
way.
we did skip
Yeah.
answers from Andre.
What are we at right now?
Don't worry
49.
about where we're at. Answers from Andre. Hit it.
Okay.
You're supposed to do your intro.
I know you just came out of left field with that. Chill. Hold on. Got a question? Don't delay. It's answers for Andre.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Answers for Andre. So today's question is inspired by Patrick, Fat Cam.
Fat Cam.
That's gross. Homie hit me with.
I don't know if I want to use that footage.
Yeah, just delete
Did
it.
you see what?
I did. That's why I laughed.
I don't know if people want to see that.
That's why I laughed. So homie hit me with out of the Bleach verse. Sorry, outside of the Bleach verse, what other swordsman or person that has a sword in anime could achieve Bankai first? So we have.
This is a multiple choice question.
In
this question, there is a wrong answer.
Inuyasha, Zoro, Kirito, Sanraku, Trunks, or Zabuza?
That was really fast. Can you repeat that one more time?
Inuyasha, Zoro, Kirito, Sanraku, Trunks, or Zabuza? Who would achieve it first?
Why Zabuza? Why would he achieve it first?
I'm just because
he's dead in the water. That dude ain't achieving shit. He's gonna die like Haku died, okay? Like that
like
dude ain't
Saku,
going Saku, whatever his name is. He dead. He ain't achieving shit. He's gonna be stuck in Shikai form for the rest of his life.
Fair.
Yes,
Fair.
because his arc ended really fast
No, he got reanimated.
and went nowhere with that too. He died just as quick. One episode, back to normal, back in the ground, right back
Get
there.
your ass back in the
Yeah,
ground.
so he out of the question.
Yeah, so who do you think would hit it first?
There's Inuyasha. Actually, Inuyasha might. His sword like evolved like 5 times.
I feel like he really has a bond with Tetsaiga. Because like that's how he kind of transformed it. Is like,
It's
he, is like
Tensaiga.
I thought it was Tetsaiga.
It's Tetsaiga.
That's what I said.
That's not what you said.
That's what I say.
You said Tensaiga.
Oh, pardon me. It's Tetsaiga.
Tetsaiga.
Pardon me. Tetsaiga. Because I feel like that's how he had to transform it into its like giant blade form. Was like
Yes.
right. So
Yeah.
I feel like maybe he
And then
might.
you got the red blood sword, which
Yeah.
could break barriers.
Yeah.
And then you got the diamonds, which could just shoot down defenses that were
Yeah.
harder than the barriers. And then it turned into something else. And then there was another transformation on This is too much.
Tetsaiga
So
really.
he might actually be able to achieve Bankai first. realistically.
Tetsaiga really got like a power up for sure.
But it took him like 100 episodes or some shit.
Kind of, yeah.
Like 200 episodes to get. It took him like that in a movie, I think, to get to his sword to be the most powerful it could be.
And an angry anime moment.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
put Zoro in there?
I
He
did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's Zoro, Sanraku. Sanraku would, like I said, would gamify it.
I think my only reason for choosing Sanraku is because I feel like every single time he just finds a way to
He does.
bypass.
He has the intelligence.
Yeah, he has. If he could gamify it, I think Sanraku. But outside of that, I'd probably say Zoro, only because I feel like he is swordsman. He is swordsman. He has connect. He holds a sword in his mouth.
Does Zoro have a connection with his swords, Pat?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind?
Him and
Hey, I'm asking the One Piece expert.
Yeah. You haven't watched
Fake
Pop off,
fan.
Matt.
Fake fan.
Only knows about Zoro and no one else.
Pop off that.
He
Ignore them.
believes in his swords won't cut him, like they won't betray him. He'll throw it, and then it will fall. Not
Where does that belief even come from?
Hmm?
Is that ever explained?
no, he just trusts his swords.
You're watching it.
You watched it.
yeah,
it
didn't you
was
see-
in Rogue Town.
Didn't you
is
see
my
him?
favorite
Didn't you
part.
I
see
did
it?
see that, yeah. But I was just wondering if it explains why he trusts his swords. Like, what is there something to the swords?
Because he wants to be the greatest swordsman.
Because-
so
Yeah,
that's
but
his
like
he
his-
believes.
But the swords aren't like in this universe. Swords don't live. They're
He-
not like
he
Zanpakuto.
No, but if
believes
they were.
He
would
believes
still
that.
believe it.
No, I know. I was
swords-
asking if there's like something more to this than him just believing in his swords.
He
Yeah.
believes that swords choose their users for them.
Like a Zanpakuto.
Yep.
So he.
Oda's just stealing ideas out
If
here.
he.
Have an original thought, man.
if it hurts you, then it's not meant for you. So like, yeah.
Like an abusive relationship.
kind of, yeah.
Holy
I mean,
moly.
you could argue that him and Enma kind of
like
have a relationship.
Coop.
That's a little too far. You know what I mean? But I can see it. But yeah, I think like him and Enma kind of have one because like he has to earn Enma's respect in
All he
order.
ever talks about is Enma.
I know, because it's the only,
the
character
only sword he knows.
Yeah.
It is. I won't even try and deny it. It is. It's the only sword I ever.
I just find it weird that this is the only thing you know about One Piece and nothing else.
Because somebody talked to him about
He went on
this.
some like deep dive lore thing for Zoro and was like, Zoro's my man.
Yeah,
I really like Zoro.
Nothing else about it.
So
I know Luffy can turn into.
What's your guys' answers for this question? Can we? What do you guys feel?
Inuyasha.
that? Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Who are you thinking?
I said Sunraku if he could gamify it,
Okay, Sunrock.
or Zoro if.
You only get one.
Okay, fine.
You don't get multiple.
Sunrock.
You're just on one today, aren't you?
Yeah.
I know, it's
Jeez,
so
that's that
fucking
thing's fault.
bad.
Monster! It's awesome.
I'm gonna add a character.
In space.
In space.
I'm gonna add a
No,
character.
you can't add a
I'm gonna
character.
add guts.
He is not a part of this question.
Guts.
Does he have a relationship with a sword?
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. You can say Kirito then. You might as well just keep adding swordsmen to his question.
Yeah, that's the point. You can add who you think would get the fastest one.
He gave us a multiple choice answer, Patrick.
Your mom.
Multiple choice.
Your mom
Okay.
would get.
It was options A, B, C, D, and he said Z.
Yeah, think outside the box.
He said
Sheep.
Z.
He just wrote another one in there. He said Z.
Sheep.
I hate this so much.
This is what answers for Andre
Oh
is
my
diluted
God.
into. So let's get on to some anime.
You need to be more stern with your questions when it comes to these guys. Him, Anil, this guy, they just keep adding things.
I gave a
I didn't add a single thing. This time.
You know who I would choose. It would be Zoro. What the fuck?
that's I know. I know.
I mean,
Stop adding people.
If anything, he said two, so we should get mad at him.
That's true.
I said
Yeah.
Sunraku.
You say two every time.
He said, "Well, actually, if,
Him
if-
and Anil have always two answers.
I know."
I hate
It's
it.
two. Yeah, I mean,
Just pick
it's
one.
Hard, it's hard to choose between the two because
Yeah.
I think both.
So
of them
when
could,
you pick
both
the
of
first
them
one,
could do it.
you go. It's a gut thing. It's not something you think about. It's just who you think it's going to be.
Yeah, both of them.
No, shut up.
Both of these nuts.
Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, just like Tsubaki did against freaking Suzuri today.
His name is Shizuri, but
Shizuri.
Hey, he was close.
he was close. He was very close.
He was close.
We get into Windbreakers.
I appreciate that.
Windbreakers
In space.
Season 2, Episode 23, the
Go.
10th episode in Season 2. Oh my goodness. We get crazy. Tsubaki just straight up starts with Tsubaki just throwing Man Bun around. As we know him right now, Man Bun, in the beginning of this episode, who is later revealed to be Shizuri. As
Is that what you guys called him? Man bun?
I called
he
him.
was Man Bun. They only called him Man Bun in the last episode. They didn't give his name.
I
He
called
wasn't
him Gravel
introduced.
because he was the leader of Gravel.
Yeah,
Fair.
They
Yeah.
called him Man Bun in the episode.
Yes, in the
multiple
episode
times.
they called him Man
That's
Bun.
funny
Yeah.
as
But
hell.
for me, he was Gravel.
He was, but Gravel's the group.
But he is Gravel. He started it.
I think they're all Gravel.
No.
Is that what Himana calls people?
Yeah,
What,
Gravel?
Gravel?
Yeah.
it's Hibana's group. We
Is it
just
Gravel?
found out. Yeah,
That was Grovel.
no,
No, it's gravel.
Oh, I
she-
read the A as an O then.
she-
huh?
Grovel.
she calls people
I
Grovel.
feel like
where-
she would make them grovel.
Okay,
Fair.
let's get into this episode because yeah, it does start off with Tsubaki fighting Man Bun as we
In
know him
space.
right now. Tsubaki says the pain from fighting is nothing compared to the pain I felt growing up. And she's gonna.
Man, he really took notes. All I wrote was Tsubaki and the leader of Gravel continued their intense fight, and then Tsubaki kicked his ass.
Very true.
Like that's it.
Very true. I mean, right after that.
But they did go into like some philosophical talks.
Yeah, they go into philosophical talks during this entire time.
Like Tsubaki was about love. Suzuri was like, nah, that's bullshit, dog.
Basically.
It's a video game. Life's a video game.
Yep.
You level up, you get money, you get bitches and food.
Tsubaki hits hits this kick downwards on Man Bun, on Shizuri, and absolutely slams him into the ground with a heel.
Where he should have died.
By laws of humans, he should be dead.
By laws of physics, he should have died.
Yeah, no,
with the
dude,
force that Tsubaki brought down, the heel kick he brought down on the back of this dude's head, and then smashing him into the cement floor.
Not only would the back of the head probably concuss him or knock him out, but then middle of forehead nuking.
He should have been brain dead.
Nuking concrete.
CTE. He should be paraplegic, vegetable, just can't move, and he only can be fed from a straw.
Yes.
But he got up and he went,
he's him.
Well, hold on. He did get up, but then we cut to the intro.
The flashback.
And then it's, straight into the flashback of
Suzuri's childhood.
Suzuri's
in an
childhood.
extremely poor
yeah, because that's all he could see is a flashback from when he kicked him in the freaking head.
Yep. And he was the one that took care of all the other kids, handing out pieces of a cookie.
Yeah.
And then he realized there's too many people wanting more of my cookie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a gang.
Mm-hmm.
He made a gang.
And go get more cookies.
And go get more cookies.
Gang.
And
so
then
everybody can get a cookie.
And then
daily.
And so what ended up happening is Shizuri always thought, life's going to get better. Life's going to get better. But he had to go out and work for it. So with this newfound Gravel, he approached gangs and started bidding wars on who would take them
That's
on their side.
That's really smart.
Am I just watching my son's upbringing? Is this what's going to happen to him?
Yeah, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to be the...
Am I going to kick my son in the head?
It's going to be a gang of 5-year-olds who walk up to you and they're like, cookies now.
And then you're gonna go to each group and be like, all right, for like $10, I'll kick their ass so you guys get the cookie. Yeah. You're gonna be like, look, they offered me $10 to kick your ass, but if you offer me more, like maybe $15, $20, I'll kick their ass and then you get their cookies.
Everyone gets a cookie.
Everybody gets a cookie. Yeah, everybody.
And so we kind of get that backstory of how Gravel was formed.
Yep.
We get that
over
then
cookies.
We cut back straight to Man Bun Shizuri just clocking Tsubaki.
Yes.
Hard.
And then Tsubaki comes at him with, this is about love. My power of love is what makes me strong.
Not friendship.
Basically.
Finally, a show not about friendship, but about love.
Tsubaki ends up saying like he wants to know more about Shizuri. Like he basically is like, how Shizuri's like, you'll never know anything about my upbringing. You never knew about my struggles. And
like
Tsubaki,
he wanted to give him the Gok 3000. Like,
yeah,
he wanted that.
Tsubaki's out here like, yeah, you didn't tell me about that. You just came in guns a-blazing angry. So like, this isn't on me.
I mean, and after Tsubaki kind of explains this whole love thing, Suzuri's like, he's pretty cynical about this. He's like, there's no magical fix like love. He's like, that's bullshit. He's like, life is a video game. You get strong and you go from there. Yeah. Like, that's how we do things. And then they keep fighting because like Tsubaki believes like love's the way to understand others, even though like through fighting, like you can still understand somebody, especially if you express love, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah.
But Tsubaki ends up like apologizing and explaining his past to Shizuri as they're going through this. And Tsubaki kind of like senses the pain that is going through Shizuri this whole time. Like he kind of understands what's going on with his pain. And he empathizes with him. Right. And throughout this, you kind of see Tsubaki trying to show affection to Shizuri.
Yes.
And he just responds with, nah, that shit bullshit. Nah. Cap. No. Life is, you knew you had too much. You got to eat food. I only had a cookie.
Not even that, a piece of a cookie.
A piece of a cookie.
Piece.
And like after he kind of goes on his tirade for a little bit and his little rant, Kanji, the leader of the Ropo Achiza, walks up and he's like,
love.
Hey, yo, look. Tsubaki, like we can all get together. I might not like you right now, but we can all get through this. And he gives this
Love
motivational speech
over friendship.
Love over friendship, man. We can, and then the rest
Who
of
needs
the
friends when you got love?
the rest of the Ropo Achiza just kind of walk up and they're like, yeah, there's a new place that needs a
They're
couple
like,
jobs.
hey, actually, like
Yeah, this was after Shizuki got his ass kicked, right?
Yeah.
Like,
This
down-
is after Shizuri
down the
got
street,
absolutely
little
demolished.
convenience stores opening. I mean, like they're short staffed
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
But hey, they have cookies.
Yeah, they got cookies.
They got cookies. Do you
They
want
got
some?
cookies, and they're kind of trying to take Gravel almost under their wing and like show them, kindness trumps all. Kindness, like as long as we show love,
But
and
you're still a piece
affection-
of shit though.
But you're still a piece of shit though.
And I'm just saying, store down the.
I kind of took
Me-
it as there's ways to get out of where you're coming from.
Very true. Very
Oh,
true.
yeah.
No,
For
and-
sure,
and-
for
and-
sure.
And they go into that where Shizuri, there's
Like
this
you may be
graphic-
stuck right now, but you can get out of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a cool scene where Shizuri's standing on a railroad track and he says like he even turns around to his guys and he's like, "Look, guys, I led you down the wrong path.
Mm.
Like there was paths that we could take.
He admit that he failed them.
He failed them.
Yeah.
He failed.
Which is very honorable.
Yeah, there is a moment where the
Pat,
Shizuri lets
the camera.
down
He's good.
yours.
No, yours.
It's too hot.
It's burning. It's gonna go on fire. So Shizuri's hair comes down at one point, and
He has the
his
worst haircut.
hairline makes Vegeta's look
It's-
sick. Vegeta's is good compared to his, bro. Like he needs help. He needs hymns. He needs minoxidil. He needs finasteride.
I
he
like
needs-
that you took what I said and just ran with it.
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
was wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely,
He's
big
not
dog.
wrong. This man's haircut is like up. Like first off, it's
Like-
cut to here.
Yeah, it
right.
is.
Like right up to there, so you see like most of his goddamn forehead.
Yep.
It
Could
looks
fit a flat
big-
screen on that thing.
Yeah, it looks bigger than
It's
what it
huge,
should,
bro.
And then it comes down more. I'm like, this is like a reverse mullet.
No, it is.
Like it's weird
pretty,
looking.
It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross.
I'm like, who? Why would you think this was dope?
Solid
he didn't have the
crap.
money to get a fresh cut.
He could cut it himself.
He didn't
could,
know.
a bowl cut would be better.
He probably didn't. That's why it looks
like
like.
he probably cut it.
Yo,
he's like-
I never thought about that.
There you
He
go.
might have
like
cut it
took. He's
himself.
just like he accidentally went a little too high, and he's like, "Shit, I gotta even it out. And then just kept getting higher. And
Because I
higher.
bet you anything, like it was all long and he couldn't see, so he's just like done.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where like George starts to shave like his chest hair, and then he was like, "Well, oh no, wait, that was Seinfeld that did it.
Yeah.
It was Seinfeld that did it." He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it was uneven, so I like trimmed down, and well, then the other side got in, so I and it was like,
down.
then that was all gone."
Yeah. Now it's all gone.
Well,
Sh-
it's not meant to record for hours on end, but it is what it
It wasn't even
is.
hours.
Yeah, I
it was
know.
like 50
No,
minutes.
We're about now.
We're
close
at
to
1 hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fat cam.
So
Back am.
what ends up happening is from the back line, Shizuka ends up apologizing, being like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to all
I
happen."
told you, man. That motherfucker was. I hate that shit. I hate that anime trope. Like, cut it out.
And
What?
then
Why can't they just be smart for once and just do what they're told?
I was doing it to protect everyone.
what ends up happening right after she apologized the first time?
Bucky
is-
shits on this bitch.
Well, no, wait, chill,
Whoa.
He's jumping. Oh my goodness. The Shizuri,
I ain't wrong though.
Shizuri actually comes up and introduces himself to the gang and's like, "Hey, I'm Shizuri. I'm sorry." Like he's kind of turning a new leaf.
Doesn't
with
he-
this.
I thought that was after Tsubaki shits on her.
No,
No.
Tsubaki shits on her.
Doesn't
after.
Suzuri ask their names first?
He does ask their
And
names,
then they say their names, and he goes,
yeah,
"Nice
yeah.
to meet you. I'm Boom Boom."
I'm Shizuri.
I'm Boom Boom.
I didn't know his full name.
And
But
that's when we
We've
get.
said this about like at least
no,
8
his
times.
last name too.
Oh, did he say his last name?
He goes his
Oh.
last name, then the first name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair
Fair
boom.
enough. My bad.
Boom Boom.
Shizuri
Boom,
starts.
boom, Suzuri.
So yeah, this is where Shizuri apologizes and he says he led the
Forgive
team
us,
down the wrong
please.
path.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what he's
He
like.
does make another note to cookies again, randomly, because everything is about freaking cookies to this man. That's the only thing that he thinks about.
Chocolate chip Oreos.
My milkshake.
He's
No,
kind
wait,
of
that's the wrong
expressing
thing.
himself to his team, and his team turns around and says, we didn't just do this because we needed cookies. We love you, man.
We also did it because we needed milk.
We needed milk
Yeah.
with the cookies.
Our dads walked away, but you did. You came back instead. You gave us more milk than our dads ever did.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, and they would
shit.
say like, "Hey man, like without you, like we'd be on the streets dead."
Yeah, literally. I don't
No,
know why I laughed. But
Yeah,
yes.
I was like, what? That's what they say. That's what they say.
And Tsubaki makes this note, and Tsubaki just looks at Shizuru. He's like, "You lied to me. You said you had nothing, but you really have a team behind you." And it's just like a panning.
Tsubaki did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Shizuri kind of sounded like Sakura in the moment where like Sakura didn't really ever realize he had a team,
Yep.
Yeah.
And
right?
so,
That's kind of
so that's when we get into
Ish.
Sort of. Yeah.
Tsubaki yelling at your favorite part of the anime.
Tsubaki finally fucking calls his chick out and just like, "You're a dumbass. You fucked up. Like, you shouldn't have even been here. None of this would be going down. You basically stomped on these guys' feelings and pride, and you basically told them your feelings mean nothing to me."
Yeah, because
Sheldon couldn't wait.
I was waiting for because most animes just let this go, you know? They're like, "Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, 'cause
we'll just go save the girl."
her and Kanji are talking, and she's like, "Fucking move."
Tsubaki's just like laying it down. Thank God this anime did this, because I feel like no other anime really does this kind of shit. Tsubaki was just like, "You're an idiot. You're a grade A idiot thinking this was gonna be okay to do."
Yeah.
So they basically, what you're saying is they basically got beat for nothing because you're gonna turn yourself
Yeah,
over.
you disregarded everyone here.
What Tsubaki actually ends?
That is what she said.
She-
Forget.
she-
Don't
no-
listen to Cooper because he's wrong.
No,
okay?
he's right.
Tsubaki was
At the-
right.
No, at the end of what Tsubaki's
so adamant.
the end of Tsubaki's and Sheldon's tirade, Tsubaki ends up saying, "You know, it's okay.
Love
I
yourself.
love yourself because I love you
And
too."
love your man.
And there's a
Bitch. You know what I'm saying?
there's a moment where Sakura is kind of, they're asking Sakura why he's not blushing in these like romantic moments, but Sakura comes out and he's like, "But I do have one problem. Yo, Kanji, I hate the way you fight." And he goes off. He's like, you guys are way too, like, you guys are ready to like punch each other down, which is insane. You were like way too bullish on this. And then
Doesn't Kanji tell him to tell Sakura to be like true to himself or whatever?
yeah,
though?
yeah. And he's like, "Well, you know, I don't have to think about that, and my boys don't got to think about that either, because we all know we're there for
just
one
do it."
objective.
Yeah.
We gonna beat the hell out of everyone." And so
Just
and
do
then
it.
The shy LaBeouf said.
and so
Do it.
after they've kind of all gotten together, Kanji actually goes up to Shizuri, puts his hand on his shoulder, and he says, "You know what, dude? I may not be able to forgive you, but it's okay.
But I can love you.
I can love you. So who hired you?" And it's just straight up, who hired you? And he's like, "We didn't really get to meet." I think he said like, "We didn't really get to meet." who-
No, if I'm not mistaken, don't Shizuka and Half Bun have like a conversation, and she's like, "Look, I might be scared.
Yeah.
You're correct, but I came from the streets as well.
Oh right. Yeah.
But
Shizuri
like
did say that,
Roppo
yes.
Ichiza saved me, so they can save you two."
Yep.
And then Half Bun goes, "Look, like if anyone here, if any of my guys make you uncomfortable, if I do, please let me know.
Yeah.
No harm shall come to you." And then I can't remember who says it, but someone mentions the job, and then Half Bun goes, "Yeah, like, you know what?
I can go talk to him.
I'll talk to him." And then
No big deal.
Yeah. NBD, it's all fun, it's all great, cookies and milk.
And then Batman in the shadows was like, "I
This
don't
dude-
talk to losers."
Yeah. No, he's,
Where is she?
yeah. Basically.
Rachel! No losers allowed!
Dude's just casually on a roof, by the way, just on the
Like
roof of
Batman.
a house, like a
Yeah,
Batman,
looking over
just
them like-
squatting over, just straight up. "I don't even need to talk to losers."
Yeah.
And so he's
They really showed off his tattoo. That
his
wolf
tattoos.
tattoo
Well,
thing.
they showed off all of his tattoos. Really, that man
But
was
there was
tatted
focus
everywhere.
on that wolf tattoo for like a few seconds.
There was.
Yeah.
It was like over his shoulder shot.
Yeah.
And Tsubaki's like,
She shit herself.
"What
Or
are
he
you
shit herself.
doing?"
He shit himself.
No, straight up, he shit himself.
He was like, "Why are you here?"
like
Yeah.
sweating, and
Which is crazy
dude's
for
like,
like
"I
a
do-"
general of
One of the four kings.
Bowfront to be scared of someone.
Yeah.
He said, I go where I please.
Yeah.
He said, I don't
He's like,
even-
fuck you mean?
Yeah. Who
Who
said,
are
said,
you?
Who the hell
Who are
are
you?
you?
Like,
Cookie Monster?
Wolfman and they were like,
They
how
know.
the hell does he
Yeah,
know we're both there?
because like off rip, he names drop both of them, and they're like, we're not even wearing uniform.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And he hits this killer line at the end where he says, "Life is only a way to kill time before you die after all." And I'm like, hard, bro. This dude came out hard.
do you think?
I love him.
Now, do you think
I'm in.
that guy used to be a general of Bullfriend?
I actually don't
No,
know.
I think he
don't
might be a
he
rival
could.
gang.
Right.
I
Okay.
think he's like the the antagonist we're gonna be getting for next season.
do
Well,
you,
now hold on. No, I don't think so because in the
do you think
beginning,
he knows Umami?
he might.
Yeah,
Uma may
probably.
know him.
Right.
Yeah, because in the beginning, when after the fight ended,
Mhm,
he was like, "I need to go report back,"
mhm.
which means he might not be the. I think he'll be one of the antagonists, but I don't think he'll be the main antagonist.
He might be
Yeah.
one of the top evil
Budokai
gangs.
Tenkaichi.
You think he's one of the 4 evil kings?
Thank you.
Is
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
getting at.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, there's an evil Umami, and then there's evil 4 generals, and he might be one of them.
So then there's an evil Subaki.
Boom.
I think he's the top dude,
I
top
don't-
dog.
I don't think he
Myself.
is.
This is my
But
opinion.
how? He said he had to go report back. A top dog doesn't go and report back.
What do you, yeah,
A top dog
report-
sends out people to report back to him.
Maybe, yeah.
Not always. I
No.
mean, like a top dog might have to.
He goes where he pleases. That dude came out dick swinging. He said, "I do what I want."
Whatever. I'll do what I want.
Exactly. But like he I mean, at the end of the day, you might be right. There might be more. There's definitely more to this gang that we don't know. We don't know who this dude is, right? My
He's a top dog.
my immediate thought is he might be top dog, or he's one of the 4 generals. He's definitely a higher up at this gang. There's
Yeah.
no way. This dude is too tough.
2 turn.
What do you think is going to happen now?
I think he's gonna pull out the gat, just start spraying him down.
I think he might next episode. He might like, I don't know, leap down, land on the fucking concrete, like
Commit a hate crime?
what? No.
Beat the shit out of Tsubaki and everybody else?
Essentially, he'll like jump down and be like, "You guys all suck," and then there'll be some exchange of like words, and then just like throw hands with maybe Tsubaki and just fucking tune Tsubaki
I
up.
think he's going to tune everybody.
Oh, just tune
Like everyone's going to be on the
tune
ground and it's just
everyone up.
him standing,
Yeah.
and then he walks away and takes Shizuka, and then they run back to Uma Man's like, "We need your help."
Yeah, he'll he'll do like the classic holding someone up and be like, "You're
Hey,
weak," and
hey,
then
hey,
oh, sorry, dude.
what the fuck?
Sorry.
I don't think where my thought process is because this is the 10th
Almost.
episode. This is the 10th episode. I think this is a tease, and I think what's gonna
I
happen in
think
the next episode.
your tease and you need to just
They're
give
gonna
it
be
up.
teasing more of this like we're gonna get a little bit more information and they're gonna sprinkle it, and then in the last episode we're gonna see this
A shot of just all of them. Yeah,
I think that's how the season ends.
and then the caption is "They're not prepared." Ending.
Yeah.
That's it.
that's my idea.
That's fair.
What do you rate it?
7 punches out of 10. 7 cookies out of 10.
It's good. It's good rating. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right around there. I'm about 7.5. I'll give it 7.5 personally. Like right in there.
Okay. Yeah. 8 shits on Shizuka out of 10. Because that needed to be done. I think in all anime.
Fair.
Honestly. Or in some anime. Because I feel like it just hasn't been done.
I feel like this was pent up.
Yeah, this is very
It
pent
was
up.
just another classic trope, man. I'm like tired of them. Honestly.
Then stop watching anime.
No.
Well, let's
Never.
get into
You can't
another
make me.
let's get into another tireless trope. The Fire Force season 3 episode 10.
What's tropey about that?
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Mm,
Caught
the-
you. The pants down.
the random over sexualization to characters.
That
the-
didn't happen this
That
episode.
didn't happen at all.
That's true. That didn't happen this episode, but
So what's the trope?
in this episode,
Yeah.
let me think.
Your
Let
mom-
him fucking speak
Let him cook.
before I lose it. What happened? Oh yeah, Matt's trying to think. Give him time to think.
Fair enough.
great
While you think
cataclysm.
about that, we'll get into this.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Fire Force started with Sho's awakening, pretty much. Sho was in the Adola with Shinra,
Yeah.
and they were talking, and he was like, something felt weird about this. He was
Yes.
like, it felt familiar,
Yeah.
safe, warm, not like,
Cozy.
yeah,
Family. Vin Diesel.
Brotherly.
Exactly.
Corona.
Fast and Furious 32, crossing over Jurassic Park.
Could you imagine Vin Diesel stopping Amaterasu, just flying in a Dodge Charger?
Daimler! Just, yeah.
He's the last pillar.
Yeah. And he was kind of comparing them to like the White Clad
Yeah.
and how their thought is their flames, burning flames, are more about engulfing than burning away. Like a sacred
Yeah,
thing.
maybe like he's from what I saw shows like, you know what, maybe
There's something wrong here.
maybe this isn't what I
Yeah.
wanted.
He's like, I kind of like the thought of having family because they were nice to me.
yeah, he's
And
like
they
he's-
were warming.
like
And they were cold.
I'm all about, you know, getting rid of evil, but like I don't want the world to gotta go to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
And you mentioned that like this whole scene of like show and going through, they're all just like homies hanging out.
Well, what
Yeah,
what
so
ends up
that-
happening is shows like, I gotta get out of here.
yeah, that's what I was gonna allude
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Was shows like I think it's time for me to leave, and I want to go talk to my brother. So he attempts an escape plan.
Which is walk out the front door.
Yeah, which I think realistically nobody would have questioned him if he just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
because he's pretty high up there in terms of the White Clad membership.
Yeah.
True. But he just runs into everybody.
Yeah, literally. Like, oh hey, show, how you doing today? Do you want to go do something? It's like,
So the pink hair girl, he sees her. I can't remember her name. The crazy one, the absolute psychopath. And then right after that, Sister Sumire.
yeah.
Wow, insane.
It's like, hi, show, how you doing? You seem a little off. You want to go get like ice cream or something? Show's like, no, I'm chilling, bro. Like, I got other things.
No,
to do. Maybe later.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, maybe later though.
Yeah.
We'll hook up and get some ice cream. And then he comes across like Arrow, and Arrow's just like,
No, first it's before Arrow is the big guy.
oh right, Sharon.
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 He's
He's
like,
like, hey,
buddy.
little buddy.
Yeah, how's it
You look
going?
a little
He's like,
spotty.
he's
Yo,
like, I'm
I got
good.
this taco spot. You want to go hit it after work?
And then we go to the gym and pump some iron so we get you big because you're kind of small.
Yeah. It's,
And
And
he's
Show's
like,
like,
he's like, no, I'm good, man.
No,
Like,
I'm okay. Like, thank you, but I gotta go. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yes. He's like,
it's
okay.
just, it was really funny to see like normal conversations
Yeah.
between them.
Yeah,
because
like,
they're
they're
like
just buddies hanging
they're
out,
like
waiting for the end of the world.
Legit, like, hey, you want to go, you know, catch a game?
It's like Scientology.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like, hey, we're hanging out, but really we're a cult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
allegedly we're a cult.
But
Sorry.
really,
Allegedly.
we're the next
Yeah, hey,
episode.
allegedly.
Sheldon is not here. He's just he is gone into the ether.
If I'm not here next week, Scientology's got me.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But look there
In
first.
space.
Look there first.
So after that, the last person he sees is Arrow, and he starts talking to Arrow, and Arrow's like,
She's
"Where you
where
going?"
you go, I go.
And then
Where
yeah,
I go,
basically,
you go.
basically,
I am your guardian. I am your pillar.
Show ends up pulling a knife on her, and he's like,
A sword.
"Don't," or a sword, sorry, and he's like, "Yo, I'm leaving.
And
Leave
you're
me
coming
alone."
with
And you're coming.
And
with
like
me.
it's
and she's like, yeah, I just want to protect you.
it's like the whole time he's like threatening her. He's kind of like unsure, and he's like, "You're gonna help me escape, and I don't want to have to kill you." But
Yeah, this was a very humanized show.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Arrow was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm on your side. Don't worry. I just
She's
want to
like,
protect you."
I will never leave you.
Yeah,
You are mine to protect and to hold.
yeah,
I will never let you down.
literally.
Yeah.
She's like, "You are the only reason I'm here."
She's like, you and I share a deep connection.
Yep.
We're basically the same person.
Yeah. She's like, no, because he's like, I want you to act on your own free will. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go where you go. And that's
then-
because I want to. And he's like, okay, cool.
So after that,
They get outside.
They end up leaving, going outside.
Again, they just kind of walk
And-
out the front
And
door.
he's like, okay, I'm leaving. She's like, okay. And he's like, don't follow me. She's like, I got nowhere else to go because I'm supposed to follow you.
Like, stay out of sight then.
Okay. She's like, how far back do you want me? He's like, far. Like where you can't see me. He's like, okay.
I'll go to my max range.
Yeah.
And like, again, it's a really like awkward conversation because I don't think neither of them have ever really conversed in that way.
No,
Right.
they
And
haven't.
again,
We
she's
haven't
like,
seen a lot of interaction.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like, I have to be where you are. And he's like, I don't want you to be. And she's like, then I don't know how to act. And he's like, we'll figure it out. And she's like, okay, I'll try. So like, it's kind of quirky, but like, it's kind of cool.
We get this, and then right after that, Shinra is waking up in Asakusa, of course, after last episode, and Iris is right next to him, and she's like, "Did you sleep well?" And he's like, "I slept great." And she's like, "Yo, Maki is setting up a meeting with Captain Obi and the squad, so you probably want to get there." And then we get a small shot of Amaterasu shaking
Yes.
ominously.
Yeah.
In the background, you're like, "What's happening?
Earthquake.
What's going on?" And then cut back
waking.
cut back to the situation room where Captain Obi is giving a speech.
Yeah, they're discussing about what we need to do next.
Basically, Captain Obi
game plan.
He's giving an overview and a game plan of what the events up until now have been, where they stand,
We're on
what's
the
going
run.
on.
We're being hunted. We're traitors. I'm getting home.
Exactly. He also ends that with the great cataclysm is going to be soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he
coming.
talks to squads 2 and 4.
He does go. He
And
goes.
Hibana.
Yeah, 4
He
says
goes a little bit. He goes a little bit after to talk to them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right now,
Hibana walks in with
yeah.
like all the intel she found, and she was gonna give it to Obi, but then Lichtenstein ends up taking it.
Yoinked it.
Huh?
Yoinks it.
he
Yeah.
yoinks it and just starts reading
Yeah.
through it. Well, Hibana.
He's like,
Yeah. And Iris goes, "Hey sis," and she goes, "How you feeling? How you feeling? You good? You good? Sweats?" And she's like, "No, I'm fine." And she goes, "Okay, I just want to
And
make
then
sure."
out of the floor, Scop just jumps into
the fire mill.
literally just jumps into
Yeah.
this whole mix.
Yeah.
And Scop goes into an extremely overextended backstory on
That's
how
way
he
too
got there. It
Way
was
too
the most
detailed.
detailed play-by-play of him running
Away from a hellhound.
befriending the hellhound,
by knocking him out.
riding the hellhound to a ship and getting in the ship, eating all the potatoes in a box, and becoming a potato himself. That was the story. That's it. That's the end of Fire Force right there.
It was like watching 5-0 Goes West.
It was
Kind
It
of.
was wild, dude. I was like, why? Why is this
He
happening?
was
right now?
alone. He had a scarf. He rode a dog,
Arthur-
which is kind of a horse.
Arthur, my favorite character, finally ends up just kicking him and just
He boot fucked
he
him against
did.
the wall.
He really did. He's like, shut
Pele
the
him.
hell up, dude.
What?
He
Stop.
Pele'd him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So Scott
Or Beckham'd him?
ends up
Messy.
saying, I'm here to tell you how the great cataclysm is to come.
The last words of the Black Lady.
Literally.
Or Lady in Black.
Lady in
sorry.
Black.
Whoa.
There's two different things.
Same difference, man.
Same.
Yeah. Same, different.
So
But same.
yeah, he starts telling him how the great cataclysm is going to happen. And then we cut to the pillars in a circle.
And they're
With
going Umo Gregwe Fahisao, Umo Gregwe Fahisao.
literally.
You know where that's from? No?
They're
You ever
all
watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
Oh
Oh.
my goodness. So
Great show, by the way. Highly recommend.
so basically
Uncle.
they're all deliberate. They're all there for the last ceremony before the great cataclysm.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of in a circle discussing things, and this dude with a bunch of like, I don't even know what to call them. It's like a crown thing.
He kind of looked like Show a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it was
with
Show.
like black
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
It was real weird, and this weird crown thing. And then
He was, and they called him, Dragon called him a guardian without a pillar.
Yeah, without a
Which
pillar.
was interesting because I thought we had all the pillars.
No, we do have all the pillars, but he doesn't have a pillar to guard.
So he's basically like Sharon, just has no one to protect.
No, Sharon has.
Sharon does.
Hamamea.
No, sorry,
Oh, my-
sorry. The kid is like Sharon, but the kid that we saw has no one to protect.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And that kid also called Dragon the strongest.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, you're the strongest in the world, but once the cataclysm is awakened, you'll die too.
Mhm.
He's like, my power will awaken.
Yeah, and I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'll
I'm
behead
like,
the shit out of you.
Yep.
Okay, buddy guy.
Then we cut back to the woman in black telling Scott about the great cataclysm being imminent and that all of the steps are in place for it to come to fruition. So we are at finally the great cataclysm, what we've been waiting for a very long time. We get the Captain Obi then ends up saying, okay, we all have to get it kind of into formation. So he goes out now back to what you were saying to meet up with Captain of
Oh, that was
Two.
that was way before.
No,
No,
it was
it was after
wasn't.
that.
It was
Was it really?
I wrote
Oh,
it down
interesting.
as a note. Yes.
Okay.
Then he goes to meet with
4 and 2.
4 and 2. There
Yeah.
is a weird talk of like who would get where the team squad 8 is sitting around and they're talking about who they're gonna ship together, like Hibana
yeah,
and
right.
Captain Obi and
Yeah.
all that. And then after that, Captain Obi ends up going to see Honda Civic, and Honda Civic is sitting there casually, and he's like idling.
So I do use that.
He's in neutral, just sitting at a.
He's at the gas station.
He's at
More
the
like
gas
a
station.
Honda Fit, short and stout.
True. Yeah. No. Yeah.
True.
It's not a Civic.
Yeah.
More of a Fit. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel you on that. So yeah, they're kind of having a private discussion, obviously, because Captain Obi is on the outs with.
Yeah, Captain Obi wanted to know where his fire station stood realistically.
Yeah, he's like,
And
how do you feel?
he's like, look, man, there's nothing I can do to help you within the fire force, but he's like, on the side, on my own time, I got you, boo.
I got you.
I got you.
Like
Give me a kiss.
he's like,
On the spot.
go get your men in line. Go get your men ready.
Did you notice that bartender lady was like hearing what they were saying, and like she was making weird faces in the background
No,
while she was like,
No,
what's going on?
I didn't.
I
even see
noticed that. I was like, so speechless, but it probably means nothing to you.
No.
Yeah.
And then he also goes after Captain Obi after leaving
Meets up with
the leader
captain of four.
Four. Yeah,
The lieutenant that was
under
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. Hagrid.
Hagrid. Hagua.
Yep.
Yeah. it's
Whatever
Hogwarts,
it is.
H-A-J-U-R-E.
The old leader of
It's
the
a
fourth.
G.
Oh, G.
Yeah, it is a G.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
U-R-A.
So he meets up with his
Haguri.
lieutenant,
Haguri.
and he's like, "How do you stand?" He's like, "Bro,
We got you.
we behind you, dog. We with you, big dog.
Deep in there.
This is it, big dog. We about to come out full
No
stop.
lube.
No lube."
One pillow.
Oof. You're in for a world of hurt.
We end up cutting back to the situation room with Scott telling the group about being in the room with Hibana and Sumire. We saw that at the end of that episode. I think it was episode 8,
Something
I believe.
like that,
Yeah. Where Scott was in the room for that. And then he says, "But I had to go because I was feeling immense tremors coming." And cut to the evangelists saying, "Yo, Sumire, you got this?" And she goes straight up Gojo. Eyes start glowing purple, and she goes, "Huh!" Hits the ground.
Avatar state.
Avatar state. Starts shaking the entire world. She's creating
She's tough.
tsunamis. Yeah, literally creating earthquakes.
She
with her
earthbended a pillar.
Straight up out of the water.
Hadoken.
And that is
Literally,
No,
yeah.
Shiryoken.
and that's
Yes.
the end of the episode right there.
Yeah, that's literally where it ended.
Yeah, it ended with that pillar popping out.
Yeah.
So we are now at the Great Cataclysm, boys. How are we feeling?
We're getting close finally. I feel like it's now getting a little bit more serious.
Mm.
You know, they had a little bit of fun in the episode.
Yeah.
But that was about it. And now that they're there, we've got 2 more episodes left.
Yeah.
And then we go on break. And then they're coming back 2026 January to finish the series.
Yeah.
Or finish the season anyway.
The season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I
Oh,
mean,
sorry. It is the final. It is
yeah,
the final
it's the
installment.
finale,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's the Great Cataclysm. I feel like this
Yes.
is it, right? Like the next one is where we are finally wrapping up this story.
And we will find out whether or not they are related. Soul Eater and freaking Fire Force, if they are connected.
True.
100% or not.
True.
We will find out in January 2026.
How are you guys feeling about this episode? What are we rating?
I
it?
can't say.
No, you can't say anything.
Because you
Stop.
fell asleep
You-
during this episode.
Yeah, it's true.
I meant your question.
Yeah, well,
Um,
shut up. We don't
what
want
do
to
you rate
ruin
it?
for us like a Neil ruined things for us about Captain Fireman.
Spoilers! Iron Man dies.
Oh my goodness. What do you rate this, Andre? What are you giving this?
Iron Man dies. I give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Yeah, like 7.5.
7
was
potatoes.
solid.
7 potatoes out of 10.
Yeah.
I am right there with you.
I feel like we've been
7.5.
with the 7s for Fire Force. Season 3, it's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Except
I
for
mean,
maybe the first couple
bar
episodes.
like the Arthur episode, which had great fights, and a couple other standout episodes. Like we had a couple good ones, but nothing too crazy. It's been pretty steady at the 7s,
Yes.
and that kind of wraps up the episode, boys.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about everything. We talked about a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah, next week we're gonna have to talk about what we're watching soon because we have 2 more weeks of anime.
Yes.
It's insane. So quick.
Yeah, Gojo dies.
Gojo dies.
Kafka dies.
So
Shinra dies.
if you
Everyone
got
just dies.
if you got to the
Obi
end of
dies.
this episode, we thank you so much. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell. We're out here putting out shorts. Go watch them. You know, go share them with your friends, your family. Show them off. Rep Sack Squad all over.
Yes. So thank you for watching. Your views are always awesome.
As always.
And we'll see you next week.
Like,
sir.
share, subscribe.
Lots of them.